Yeah, welcome once again on the Tuesday, the political Tuesday, we call it. We talk everything that is related to politics, everything that is related to power dynamics, and everything. All that is put into this context of the political Tuesday. It's a very hard conversation for some to have. Yeah, but we just tend to have this conversation. Now imagine someone comes up and they want to be part of the political class. But do you ever stop for a second and think why the competition of joining the political class is so hard that just a few are the ones that will always get a chance to be part of this political class? It's because, first of all, not everyone is going to like you. Regardless, the only person that is liked the most by everyone is that person who's selling ice cream in the summer when that whoopee van passes around and everyone is happy because they want something that will refresh their thirst because it's been too hot out there. And then they all come running towards you and then they give you a few of their change and then they get their ice cream. Everyone likes that person. Of course, every fan of ice cream. And those who are the big fans of beers in the summer, they will just enjoy a cold pint of beer. Just a cold pint of beer. And then alcoholics, they will enjoy their glass of water with ice in it and then just drink it slowly by slowly. So don't ever think of going into the political landscape if you expect everyone to like you. But even President Trump, not everyone likes him. Actually, he's hated by the media. And then, now, leave alone the media, now his political opponent, those that he did beat down in the Republican primaries, oh, those people, they hate him. They do. So if you're going to sit down and now thinking, yes, everyone has to like me, how dare you to think that you deserve to go through life with everyone liking you? Take even an example in a family setup. We always have that one idiot in the family or that one uncle that no one wants to hear anything from him, regardless of the best points that this uncle might bring out. No one wants to hear that. Because anyway, they're wondering now, what is this guy even saying? We should just, they learn to ignore this uncle to the best ways possible. So now you think you'll just go in politics and be liked by everyone? It's very impossible. But anyway, for all of you who didn't get a chance to catch up with the video that we did yesterday on the Monday show, oh, it was a beautiful, the confession from the guy from Uganda. Oh, bro, it was something that I was like, oh, shit, this is something worth sharing with my brothers here on this platform. And even with the ladies, the few ladies who listen, 83% so far of my subscribers, 83% are men. So now you can imagine that story of yesterday, and now we are here on the political Tuesday. And by the way, most of you say, oh no, I'm not interested in politics, I don't want to be part of politics. Bro, there's family politics, there is a national politics, county politics, relationship politics. Did you know there's something like relationship politics, where both the man and the woman, bro, even among two people there's politics? Everyone, the woman wants a bigger share for himself of this relation, for herself, for this relationship, and the man also wants to assert his dominance of the relationship. So the power dynamics is in everything. So you cannot come here and say, Chris, I don't really like politics, don't even talk to us about politics. Bro, politics affect every single aspect of your life, even at work. Sometimes the team leader at your workplace, he's not the guy holding power in the team that he's leading. Very often the ones that hold the powers are the ones in the dark. You don't get to see them. So they pull their strings from behind the scenes. Yes, Chris, you're the team leader. But there's always that one guy whom when the team leader is saying something, if that guy goes against it, bro, that thing is not going anywhere. Yes, on papers, probably that's the same thing with the president of countries or in a relationship between your boyfriend and girlfriend, one of them has more power than the others. That's why, bro, I do encourage you, if you find a girlfriend that comes from a house where there's the mom and the dad are there, because now she will know who's the power holder in this relationship. And look at the relationships now. If you think politics is a joke, look at those relationships where the man is the one that is submissive to the woman. Very often those relationships, they end up dying. The same way, if you have a country where let's say maybe a certain member of parliament or a certain person has more power than the president, but any relationship where the subject has more power, or the person that is outside the power has more power than the leader of that institution, things don't move. That's why when anyone attains power, bro, they consolidate all the power to themselves. They can fire everyone. That's why CEOs will not let anyone try to play with their powers. But do you know who plays with the powers of the CEO? 99%. It's the wife. Oh, that secretary that is there, that secretary can advise. Sometimes she's advising based on something that she wants the CEO to do, so that when the CEO comes out, it's like, hey, yes, I'm the one who made this decision. But the power holders, you never see them. It's like, bro, when I was in high school. Now, let me tell you how politics affects everything. When I was in high school, when I was in Form 2, this is the second day of university. I went to a high school where we spent 4 years at the university. Yeah, so when I was in Form 2, bro, somehow, I don't know how this did happen, but I managed to be the person that started holding this much power. Bro, I'll go into the Form 4s and Form 3s, and any moment they saw me, bro, I don't know. Up to date, I've never known how this operated. But this is the thing. This is the thing that was happening. I would walk into their class and I will tell them to keep quiet, bro, and they will listen to me. And other prefects will be scared of going in Form 4 because anyway, the Form 4s are the most senior ones. But bro, I'll walk in there and I'll tell them, you guys, you need to be quiet, and they will listen. Sometimes the deputy school captain will come to me to go and tell the Form 4s to keep quiet. Yet I was just a mere class prefect. But it got to a point where I was so much feared in this high school. Those of you who went to the same high school as I do during my years, that was between 2013 and 2016, bro, they can remember this. I was never the school captain, but bro, even the school captain will come and consult me. They didn't like me. No, they did not. Did they love me? No, they did not. But they feared me. So even you in the things that you do, bro, don't accept to be just a pushover. Someone that don't look to be liked by anyone. For me, I would rather be disliked by everyone and be feared. Bro, if you guys know a guy called Niccolo Machiavelli. Niccolo Machiavelli was the prince of Italy. Bro, he said a quote, and something that you guys might not know is Niccolo Machiavelli and myself. Even before I knew this in 2016, I didn't know about him because anyway, I wasn't interested in history. But bro, this guy he was born on the 3rd of May, just like myself. I was also born on the 3rd of May. So when I came to realize his quotes, because I was brought up to today, if you give me a book that is full of quotes, bro, I'll read one by one and sometimes even try to make notes out of that. Niccolo Machiavelli. Bro, he's one of my greatest philosopher. It is better to be feared than to be loved. And that was me during those days. Oh, bro, I prefer to be feared because my fear instills both love and hate in equal measures. Even those ones who hated me, bro, if anyone was to say something bad against me, they will still come to me and tell me, Chris, you know what? So and so was doing this or was saying this about you. But if everyone likes you, bro, people are going to make you a pushover. And how did I achieve this, by the way? And up to today, bro, I value relationships more than you guys can think of. Take an example of someone like Donald Trump. His relationship with Elon Musk. Bro, this is not a joke. Because after Trump being kicked out of power or after his elections being stolen in 2020, he was like, in his last speech, he said, we will be back in some way, shape, or form, and we're just going to be around. We will be back. And now, today in 2024, this man is back. This guy was never going back to come to Twitter because how the fuck on earth does someone remove or the platforms the president of the United States? Bro, that's crazy. But he went and now he created good relationships, just like I did when I was in high school, bro. I created these good relationships with people around me in my circle and all over the place. Bro, these relationships, they're something that lasted. So I had a very good relationships, both with my friends and with my enemies. Actually, my enemies, I had a very good relationship with them because now they stood a chance to come and they stood a chance of being more loyal to me because now they have something that they must prove to me for them to win a good name in my books. Because if you're in the bad names in my books, bro, I forgive sometimes, but very often I forgive. But I'm one person who does not forget. But anyone that has ever been mean to me, anyone that has ever mistreated me, I might have forgiven them. But bro, I don't forget. That thing, I take it like, you see, the same way that you protect your heart or the way that you protect your feelings. That's how I do it as well. I don't forget. I don't forget. Could be maybe 30 years down the line, you wrong me, yes. I'll still come back and say, yes, I forgave you about that shit, but I still remember. But creating good relationships with people, bro, this thing is going to open doors. Like now that Trump left Twitter, he said he's not going to come back. Imagine someone abandoning an account that had 88 million followers or 70 something million followers when they were kicking him out in 2020. The guy never came back. Elon Musk came and he gave him back the account and everything. But the guy never posted until now, when his relationship and Elon Musk had already been cemented. That's when he came back, and now his account is even growing bigger. That's the power of good relationship. Number two, bro, these relationships, they come in handy because now they help you in having the finances for you to run the things now. Can you imagine someone like Elon Musk gave Donald Trump, do you know how much? 200 million US dollars for him to contribute on his campaign. Bro, and that's why even you, gentlemen, I'm telling you, the best relationships that you can have these relationships of people who are always supporting you. If, bro, it doesn't matter who this is. If it's your wife that is not supporting you, something is wrong. Your friends, something is wrong. Look around you. Who are these people that are supporting you? Bro, in politics, support is something that is more and more meaningful. And some of these big businessmen, what they do is they support both sides. Someone gives to the Democrat a certain amount of money, and they also give to the Republican a certain amount of money, so that their businesses, regardless of who wins, their businesses are not being jeopardized. If Elon Musk was, let's say, 50-50, either Trump could win or Kamala could have won, you know what Elon Musk could have done? Probably he could have given a certain amount of money to the Democrats and a certain amount to the Republicans. So either way, if he goes the Democrat way, he's fine. His business are not going to be harassed. If he goes the Republican way, he's fine. His business are going to be harassed. And that's why, for me, I tend to believe that a two-party system is the most corrupt party system. Even like here in England now, with Labour and the Conservative Party, I think both big businesses will corrupt either sides every 5 years, and their businesses will no longer be affected. Their businesses are not going to be taxed, they're not going to be audited, because anyway, yeah, we gave you money for the campaigns. Pass this policy and pass these policies, because anyway, we gave you money. So like they'll be holding you by the balls like this. And did Donald Trump, is he being held now by the balls by like someone like Elon Musk because of the money that he gave? Probably not. I would think not. Why do I think so? Because they are both billionaires. One has a lot more money than the other, but Donald Trump doesn't lack 200 million. This is money that he can have. He can have this money anytime that he wants to. While on the other side, now on the side of the Democrats, we had Kamala Harris. How much money was she given? She was given almost over 1 billion US dollars to run the campaign. And she finishes the campaign with how much? Almost 20 million in debt. And you can even look on her side, she had someone like she had Joe Biden, whom I suspiciously believe that Joe Biden must have voted for Trump, and the wife. So on Kamala's side, she had Lady Gaga, she had these other idiots that played in the Titanic. What is his name? Can't even remember his name. He was called Jack in the Titanic. I can't even remember his name. Leonardo DiCaprio. Then he had Lady Gaga. He had all these US celebrities who were very useless. That's on the side of Kamala. Now, on the side of Trump, we had Dana White, we had Joe Rogan, we had JFK. JFK left his political party to come and work with uh, with Donald Trump. He had someone like Elon Musk. He had someone like Vivek. He had someone like Tulsi Gabbard. But all these people that Trump, so the relationship that Trump had was definitely anyone that was using their brain. This was the winning team. Because anyway, most people now are realizing that the celebrities that they have are just a bunch of noisemakers, just a bunch of fools. And now considering that there was platforms where people could just genuinely express their feelings, not with the mainstream media anyway, because the mainstream media, as we know it, is corrupt. But this conversation was very good on the other side. Media, and you should have seen how the owners of the mainstream media were crying out there when Elon Musk, just one tweet from Elon Musk, he said, "You are the media now." Bro, the owners of this main channel in the US, they all went crazy. But someone is asking, what do I think of failure? Failure is a very good thing. If it's so arrogant for anyone to sit down and genuinely think that they should go through life without ever facing any difficulties or any challenges. That's not the way you should be looking at life. Because how dare you to think you have to go through life without ever failing? you are going to encounter failure very often. And if there's anything that the 2024 presidential election has taught me in this year, is the power of change and the power of failure. Imagine someone like Donald Trump. He lost the elections in 2020. He went quiet and was now fighting court battle after another one and after another one. And he did this for quite some time. He was just, I mean, he was fighting left, right, and center for him to come and to come back as the president. Bro, I think in modern day history, him and the guy, the fellow that was just elected in Ghana, those are the two men that I know of who are presidents. They went outside and they came back again. Can the same thing happen in the country where I'm living at the moment here in the in the United Kingdom? Can we see the coming back of someone like Boris Johnson again into the office of the prime minister, or can we see someone like the immediate former prime minister Rishi Sunak? And if they do succeed in coming back because of the political uprising that is happening left, right, and center here in the United Kingdom, are they going to succeed to make this massive, big comeback? Like the way that Trump just proved to the world, I have done it before and I can do it again. And boy, if there's anyone that I have so much hope in at the moment, is the re-election of President Donald Trump. It must be something that is a that would be very interesting to watch because, bro, this one is, I don't know how I'll explain it. But seeing the coming of Donald Trump will be something that will be very nice. But after failure, then coming back, and now he'll never vie again for the presidency, so he can do anything like any other president who's serving their second term in office. Very often, which is in most democratic countries, is their last term. Now they get to pass policies that they know, yes, I can pass this for the sake of the people that have given me a chance, and they're never going to regret it. So failure is something that I do consider very important in the world of politics. But then also, if you think about it, can you imagine in 2016 when President Donald Trump now was saying, no, in 2014 or 15 when he said he will vie for the presidency, he had so many friends then. But some of these friends, the moment he decided now to run on a Republican ticket, and as a business, he's someone that has always been, probably he's given money to both Democrats and Republicans for him to develop his estate and everything all over the United States. So now, if he was to be the person that goes and look to gain the approval of everyone and anyone, probably will never have reached it. And also, so should you as well now be aware that you chasing the approval of any other person there could be your family members or your friends or your relatives. At the end of the day, it's not going to be more beneficial to you. Actually, it's more likely to do the opposite of you being more productive in the things that you choose to do. So you chasing the approval of other people doesn't really help you in attaining your goal. It's like someone said, okay, fine, I'm going to start, let's say, vlogging. Vlog about my day. If you're a mechanic, you vlog about how you are fixing the engines of vehicles and how you're fixing car tires and everything. But then you're like, what will people say? Bro, you need to get that demon out of your head where you're like, what will the people say? Who gives a fuck about what they are going to say anyway? 99% of the people whom you're worried about what they're going to say about you, bro, they don't even care. And I think most people who are still worried about what will people say and that kind of question, these are people who are not yet comfortable with within themselves. Now they just want to say things that everyone is going to agree with. No, sometimes just speak up your mind even if you know that people disagree with it. I think that should be the foundation of the freedom of expression. But if you put yourself into this limitation and you're like, yeah, people's approval and everything, 99%, nobody even gives a fuck. And probably you're just saying something that is already on the mind of so many people, but they're just coward. They just don't want to say it, which is something that is very, very interesting. And I think that's why Trump is loved and hated in equal measures. Those who love him, they love him because he's brutally honest. And those who hate him, they hate him because they know whatever this guy says or the way he says things is something that we completely disagree with. And just because they disagree with them, it doesn't make it wrong anyway. So don't put yourself in a cocoon where you think, oh yeah, this is going like this. Just no, 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 no. So, gentlemen, the approval of people that you are looking for is something that never really matter. It doesn't. It's like when you're chasing a girl, you've identified this girl, very beautiful, gorgeous looking, and then you go, you start now doing all the things that she wants you to do. You go to movies, probably it's not even your thing, just because you want her approval. Sometimes you even change your wardrobe, you change the way that you speak, so that for you to just have her approval. But then you come to realize, no, why am I doing this? But rather, and if you put on that facade or that image of who you want people to see you as, then you're already carrying another baggage because you'll never be able to speak your mind. Now you'll be speaking just on behalf of the people that you want them to perceive you in a certain way. And I've been there, I've made that mistake very many times where I projected myself to be like this. Now I have to live just with this one image. But then there's also the other image that exists on me. Probably now that's the real identity. And this will beg the question that you should be probably asking yourself: who is leading you? Is it the people that you live with? Is it the society that you live in that tells you, Chris, you need to carry yourself like this, you need to do this, you need to do this? Or are you the one that is leading yourself into the path that will take you from one step to another? Who's leading you? Is it the government that is telling you, yes, you have to wake up and make sure you eat breakfast because breakfast is the most important meal of the day? Says who? Or is it the government that says, yeah, go to the to college, study this, study this? And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with you pursuing careers and education, but who's leading you? If you want to pursue a career, it's beautiful. I've pursued mine in the School of Politics and International Relations. I finished, and now I'm thinking of the next step to take. But even you, while you're at it, look at the possibilities that are ahead of you. How can you improve this aspect and this aspect of your life so that your life becomes a little bit more successful, more meaningful? If you do that, then you'll come to realize, oh, the opinion of the people that I was trying to please by me living up to a certain standard, all that was just meaningless. I should have focused on something that is more profound, more meaningful. What are you worried of? Even if you're pursuing one thing, and I think also you should learn not to limit yourself just by the small one or two or three things that you do in life. Maybe it's important for you now to do two or three things at the same time, because anyway the brain can take it. If, let's say, for example, you are doing a degree like myself in politics and international relations, you can say, okay, fine, it's just 9 hours a week anyway, and I regret why I never did this when I was at uni. I had plenty of time in the library writing my essays and everything. I think maybe I should have taken up another short course, probably learning now another skill. Other than me studying politics, I'm also developing myself in the other, probably another skill, maybe in coding or video editing, or because anyway, at the end of the 3 years at uni, I have my degree. But what's next? What skill do I have? Learning politics? Well, I understand politics. If I want to be a teacher tomorrow of politics, it's something that I will easily go into. So it's also important for you to learn a skill, because this skill is what is going to make my degree more marketable. Imagine I go now to become a political editor or a political commentator. Now I know how to write articles. I can set my computer up in a way that it's transcripting already everything that I'm saying. So you see, gentlemen, in as much as you're pursuing one thing, it's also very nice for you to diversify your options, have as many options as you can possibly have. So as you develop yourself in that direction, there will be more and more opportunities that will be coming your way. And sometimes you might think, Chris, it's too late to start. No, it's never too late. It's never too late. Like now, as I'm speaking to you, I'm almost finishing a course that I took. I think I took it before I went to Nairobi. I'm almost finishing that course. And the next one that I'm going into now is cybersecurity for the next 3 months, between January the 7th and April the 7th. Just 3 months. By the time I come, now I'll say, okay, fine. I can edit, I can write content for content creation, and now I can do some cybersecurity here and there. I can do some ethical hacking and everything. So imagine now, after doing this, I have a degree in politics and international relations. I can do transcripting now. And number three, I'm able to do ethical hacking and everything. Boy, any politician that I go to, I'm like, I'm able to do A, B, C, and D. And above all, by the way, I'm the greatest podcaster that exists. The greatest upcoming podcaster that exists. I am here. So now imagine me now taking myself into the job market with already 3 skills and my political degree. I stand more chance than you who's just coming here and say, oh, it's too late to start. Bro, Obama retired at 50 something years. Trump was coming in at 70 something years. Imagine, this is someone whom Oprah Winfrey was telling in, I think, 1995 or 1981, somewhere around there. Oprah Winfrey was asking Donald Trump, would you ever run for president? Can you run for president? And he was like, no, no. And as he was asked, why are you afraid of failing? He was like, no, I'm not going to fail. Bro decided to come to run for the presidency at the age of 70, 71, 72, somewhere there. And he came in, and someone who's never been a politician came in and beat the hell out of everyone that was there, dominated everyone like a mother sucker. And there he is. Now he's the president. And on January 20th, all the world media will be focusing on that man. Never ran for any political office before. And he was like, if I go for it, I'll go for the topmost office. So that all these other young people here who are thinking that they cannot go and do exactly what it's supposed to be doing, they can see that it is possible to go and beat these people who have been in the game for this long. So, bro, in as much as anyone is telling you, oh, you can't do this, you can't do this, bro, you can even start at 90. Then also, here's another thing, and you guys, maybe you don't know so much about this, but you see, also the lack of taking risks in life, and this is just life in general. If you don't take any risk in life, then you're also likely to live a very regretful life. Take an example of someone like Elon Musk or Donald Trump. If he never took the chances of now come and become the greatest president that America has had for the last maybe 15 or 20 years. For me, I believe he's the greatest that America has had for the last 15 or 20 years. Because under his leadership, he took the risk, put his businesses on the side. This guy never took a single salary. All his predecessors, most of his predecessors did in the last 40 years. He took zero amount of American taxpayers' money as a salary. He just offered himself, and now he has his entire businesses out there that the kids are helping him to run here and there. And he was like, all this, I'll put it on the side. And you know what's next? I'll now focus much more on developing other channels or other means of me uh, helping this country, the country that he loves the most. Bro, if Americans were brilliant, they could have said, Donald Trump, finish your 4 years. And once you finish your 4 years, do you see J.D. Vance as someone who stands a lot of potential for him to become also another president? Now, this is in 2024, 2028, 2029. Do you see J.D. Vance as a potential guy? If J.D. Vance is the potential guy, he also takes it over for another 4 years and they see how he performs. And then by the time J.D. Vance is finishing another 8-year term, one of the Trump kids will have already grown up enough, because anyway, Trump has demonstrated that his kids have a very good leadership style, just like their father. And now we get to have another president. And someone was even saying that the future of America lies in the hands of Baron Trump. That guy is 6'9", very tall human being. So imagine now if Trump was like, now I'll just keep all these brains into my business and not to serve the country that I love. That would have been very selfish of him. So the political class and the entire world, they need to look at this guy and they're like, here's the future. Donald Trump is what America needs now. Their countries is being flagged by aliens, I mean illegal aliens. And I said this as someone who's also an immigrant into the United Kingdom. I'm an immigrant here. But bro, if I was here illegally, I would have supported for me to be returned back to where I came from. Because anyway, there are people who've been trying to get papers to come into these countries for the last maybe 20 or 30 or 40 years. But they haven't. But then just because the border is open and then everyone can just flood into the country, bro, for me, I am all for tight immigration laws. Because anyway, a country that does not protect its borders will soon be unable to protect its citizen from anything that could be happening for the citizens. And I had this conversation with a friend of mine the other day, and this was at work. The brother came to me and he was like, Chris, do you think that this immigration that is happening here in England, the illegal immigrants are coming and we're giving them hotels and everything? What do you think about that? I was like, bro, it's illegal in all means. Otherwise, those ones who are waiting to come in through the right channel, the opportunities are being taken away. And he was like, Chris, and I'm really sorry. Bro, the brother that was asking me this question, he was so apologetic. He was like, Chris, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to sound in any way, shape, or form. But what are your thoughts? I was like, bro, it has to be legal. It has to be legal. And if you have a crime, I mean, you commit a crime, yeah, should be gotten rid of, probably even deported back to where you came from. Because that's how our borders, that's how our countries can only be protected. And he was like, Chris, but why do you say that when you yourself, you're an immigrant? I was like, bro, I am an immigrant, but I know the pain that my parents went through for me to be where I am. And it would be very much unfair for me to come through illegal means and find my ways. That's the same thing that Donald Trump is doing, protecting their borders. Do you think anyone will just go and become an illegal immigrant in a country like Russia? Bro, President Vladimir Putin will not allow that. Follow the right means, you can come to our country, to our countries. And if you cannot, stay out. It should be as simple as that. And then the entire group of human beings are like, oh no, Trump is a racist. No, there's nothing racism about it. And I remember even the Pope in 2021 in his letter. Every year, the Pope writes a letter and everything. And he really condemned. I should find the link of that and I will try to link it in the description of this video if I find it. But even the Pope was like, for those who are building walls, they should be able to build bridges. Bro, you cannot invade the Vatican. Of the Pope that was writing that same article, you cannot invade the Vatican. How dare you to come and invade the Vatican? But when Trump says we have to protect our borders, now the Pope comes in and he says we should be building bridges. Of course, we are building these bridges, and that's why we have the embassy in any country where there's a channel, there's a proper means for anyone to acquire their documentation to come into the United States, or even into the United Kingdom, or even into Italy, for heaven's sake. So that should be categorically clear. Follow the right means for you to go into another country. Without that, then we're just playing games on ourselves here. The other thing that gives him the biggest upper hand, and that's why this guy should just be kept there as president. This guy, he does not need the money. Most people get into political offices for them to acquire money. If it's not for the money, they don't want to get into these political offices. But Trump, he went crazy and he said, on this podium where I'm standing today, none of my opponents here can dare say they don't need the money that their endorsers give them. None of them. I'm the only one on this political stage today who can stand here and say, I don't need their money. Bro had no chills. He just said it as it was. I don't need their money. I'm not taking your salary. I have my own money, and I'm just here to do what is right for the country and leave a legacy that people will remember me. And probably after finishing building this wall, just as in China we have the Great Wall of China, probably later on when I'm no longer there, this wall will be called the Trump Wall. Ah, bro, that's the political conversation that we had here on this platform today. Must have been, bro, politics is something that jazzes me every now and again. And I can't wait for President Trump now to come in. And by the way, now, as part of the plans that now I'm having as we go into the 2025, now I'll start editing these videos and put the right clips in accordance of the things that I get to say. For now, train yourself to enjoy these conversations just like this until when I get to that level. Because anyway, that will need a bit of finances for me to get an editor now, the editor that will be editing the videos in the right time and then sends them to me and then I upload them quick, fast. So for now, I don't have the resources for that, but with time, I'm working on how to develop a good amount of resources that I will pour into that, and then our channel can become a success. But all I have to say today is thank you for joining me on the Political Tuesday. It was really nice having you here, enjoying the conversation that we are having here. And I expect to see you again on tomorrow, Wednesday. Tomorrow, we're having a red pill conversation. And I can assure you, it's something that's going to be very amazing, going to be an interesting conversation. So, gentlemen, what else do I have to tell you? To like the video? I don't think I need to remind you of that. You should have done that at the beginning of the video. Drop me a like, share the video with a friend. Don't forget to subscribe. And yeah, let me know where you're watching from in the comment section of this video here on YouTube. Other than that, I salute you and I'll see you in the next conversation.